Doyle, and this is Ordinary Life, and I'm joined with the wonderful
Emma Kiriakou.
And we are not medical experts or doctors, so you should not take our talking as official advice, but we are very much experts on us, and we have been living with a horrible thing for many years. I'm not talking about my family, I'm talking about Parkinson's disease, which is really rather unpleasant, isn't it, Emma? It is. We are sponsored by Cover Yours Insurance. You can find them at coveryours.co.nz. From quote to claim, they're in your corner. Thank you for supporting us, Cover Yours. And Emma, it's going to be World Parkinson's Day in just over a week.
Is it? Is it really?
It is.
That's very disappointing to me. Because every year I go, I should have really thought about that a long time before it and done something spectacular. But then I think, no, I've just been too busy living with the damn thing.
Yeah, because if only it were once a year, eh?
Yeah, it's once a year. I think about it.
We only think about it once a year, and I find that it's a bit of a problem sometimes, eh? You have awareness days for so many different things, and I don't know about you. I often think, wow, I never knew that people could get breast cancer, or I never knew that people could get. There's so many awareness days, and it does sometimes make you wonder.
Are there enough days in the calendar for all the disorders and all the very worthy causes?
Good worthy causes.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads me on to our particular topic of the day, because it is World Parkinson's Day coming up, and that made me think about some of the charities that support people with Parkinson's or perhaps a debilitating disease. And we've recently had an interaction with one, haven't we?
Yes, that did happen.
Yeah. Would you like to tell me what happened, Emma? Well, should we enlighten people at home?
We are both subscribers to a particular newsletter and get it monthly. And
well, actually, I'm not a subscriber because I get them and get very cross with them, and I usually end up deleting them. But I know that you read them, and we were actually recording a program, weren't we, talking about attitudes towards Parkinson's.
And I derailed it because
completely ruined the entire thing.
Yes, because like you, I have tried to unsubscribe for a long time and it doesn't seem to work whatever I do. So I basically decided to accept the fact that I was going to get this newsletter in my emails every month, and I just scan and delete.
Yeah.
So I scanned and deleted it, but no, I didn't delete it, because this time I scanned it and went, what the actual beep?
Yeah. and you accidentally you told me about this message, eh?
Yeah, and you had a similar gobsmacking, oh my gosh, they did not just say that moment.
Well, yeah, because it was very, I thought it was a really, I was shocked. I don't mind telling you, I was shocked when I read it. And
so yeah, basically it was the person was expressing their joy at being able to holiday without the without the encumbrance of a person with Parkinson's along for the ride.
Well, yes and no. I mean, I'm going to try and sit on the fence here a little bit and say that I don't think that they meant to say what actually came across. Hey, because this person has had a family member, shall we say, very close family member, such as maybe a spouse, and they've been supporting that person for many years, and that's to be commended. I'm pointing my finger at Emma, but that doesn't work very well on radio. But they did make some comments, about they'd recently gone on a holiday, and how nice it was to be able to plan that without thinking about Parkinson's.
Yeah, and this specifically,
I think we can get away with saying that. Do you think?
It was about the person not having to worry about a person that was going to be tired or too sore or not be able to participate. And I get that's a real thing, that people caring for others. It's hard, it's grueling, it's thankless often, and I get that people have a hard time with it and need respite.
Yeah, because they said it was, they used the word refreshing. It was refreshing to be able to plan a trip without fearing it would cause a change of plan. And they I think they tried to say, I understand that it must be difficult for them, and I understand that it must be incredibly freeing to, if somebody, it's clearly they're disappointed and sad at the loss of a person in their life, but it must be wonderful to suddenly be free of something terrible that you've lived with for a long time, because it would drag you down and it would make you sad. I mean, I've got issues, I kind of look after Mike sometimes. Mike's my husband, he has chronic fatigue and issues with his heart, and it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
But the message came across as how wonderful it is that I can now go off and do this because they're no longer here.
Yeah.
And it did make me think, I think the inadvertent message would be, if people were reading that, and it goes out to a lot of people with Parkinson's, gosh, what a burden I must be to my family.
Yeah, and that was what got me, was that imagine if you were someone struggling with, you're on your own, you don't have a partner or a carer, or you do have a whole family and you are looking after other people in that family and feeling like you can't do your responsibilities, you can't, it's getting harder.
Or maybe you already feel that you're putting pressure on your family, and maybe you're feeling depressed.
Yeah.
Because, as we've talked about before, depression is a side effect of Parkinson's.
Yeah. And for many people, it will be a familiar train of thought, the whole, maybe it would be better if I was not. Yeah. I mean, I'm already... People don't always realise I have Parkinson's. I'm very lucky. I mean, I know it's got worse and it feels worse sometimes, but I already worry about being a burden on my children in later life, or if things, don't know how things will progress for me. I try and shut that away because I don't like thinking about it. It makes me very unhappy. Yeah.
But even I sat there thinking, wow, yeah, I don't want to be a burden to my family. Is that how people secretly feel?
And also, it will make it harder for people to ask for help, because it already is hard.
Yeah. It
already has been extremely hard for me. Over years, it took me to try and get over being in public and needing help. And actually, it made me stay at home a lot. It made my life shrink.
Yeah.
And since I've been able to try and get over that and try and say to myself, it's okay to need help and to be in public and to need to use a mobility aid.
Yeah.
And that's kind of because of ableism in our culture that we feel this way.
Yeah.
And to me, for that organisation to be saying these things, I get that you have those feelings, but maybe don't say it quite like that.
Yeah, because I think it's perfectly acceptable to be, relieved almost that maybe somebody is free from the burden of Parkinson's, and I think it's perfectly acceptable that to have these thoughts and feelings, but I don't think it's acceptable to actually send that out to your entire base of people who have Parkinson's. Having said that, carers, you are awesome and wonderful and we love you, but this is primarily about, it did make me think about my situation, and it is quite sobering. It actually made me feel really sad, and we did put a complaint in, didn't we?
Yeah, we wrote to them and we said, hey, this made us feel very invisible, is what it made me feel, because, and quite silencing, because it's effectively it came across like they had prioritised the voice of people other than people with Parkinson's over people with Parkinson's, which I get that we all are important, but the organisation exists to help people with Parkinson's. So for me, that was quite, I don't know, punch in the face sort of thing.
Wow. Yeah. What would you rather they? What would you rather they did?
I would rather they had not.
Well, yeah, I do think. I think it was a clear case of, did nobody proofread this message? Did nobody go, hey guys?
Just wondering.
We might have, this kind of could be read both ways.
Yeah.
And we get your feelings, and I think that's what I've struggled with the most, is I genuinely sympathise with the person's situation.
Yeah.
I genuinely, honestly understand why they have every right to feel that way.
Yeah.
I just don't think they have a right to say it to hundreds, maybe thousands of people in this country with Parkinson's. It's kind of like going, oh, hey guys, oh yeah, somebody, I don't know, if it was a cancer charity, oh, thank God they've gone. Now I don't have to worry about this anymore. And that, it sounds awful, but that is kind of how it came across.
Yeah. And like, it's the harm that does, I think, should have outweighed their need to have their say verbatim and unfiltered.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I do.
And I think it was the kind of thing you might have confessed to a really close friend or loved one about how you were deep down feeling, but not in a monthly newsletter, which is meant to come across
as helpful,
chatty,
and
supportive. And here we were, two people who have Parkinson's, saying this to the organisation, and their response was...
Well, their response was essentially, they said, we're very sorry you felt that way, which was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I always think, I'm very sorry you feel that way, is a real backhanded way of saying sorry, because they're not actually saying sorry.
It's an S sandwich, isn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, whenever anybody says, I'm sorry you feel that way, I always want to go, you didn't actually apologise.
No.
I'm not that stupid, despite what I look like. But then they went on to say that it was basically valid. No, their feelings were valid, and it was okay that they could express their opinion. And I thought, well, they can express their opinion, but did nobody think about the message,
the consequence? Yeah.
And did nobody think about the audience reading it?
And they also said that we probably are the only people that feel aggrieved or upset about this.
I think we're the only people that could be bothered complaining.
And that we had also raised a question: was this because they didn't have input of people with Parkinson's into their policy processes, procedures, and the like? And they confessed that this was a deliberate decision, that they did not edit or critique the message, and even though there are two people on the board with Parkinson's,
they said it is quite possible the message that we received is not what they or another person with Parkinson's might have understood, and that's true.
That's true.
But it also, I've read it to a number of people to garner their opinion, and every single person that I have showed it to, without asking, I've just said, oh, could you tell me what you think of this statement, and read out the statement. Every single person has gone, what?
Yes, same.
Did they send that out to people? I've gone, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't mind telling you all that when Emma first told me, the air turned kind of blue. And I was like, well, that's great, Emma. We can't use this now.
Yeah. We're going to stop for the day while we recover. Yeah. And it was kind of like they confessed that having people on the board was where they saw the input coming, not what was the impact of those people being on the board. Oh, yeah, maybe we take this off here.
And maybe somebody read it, but nobody... You don't know what the culture of the organisation is if people feel that they can speak out.
They deliberately do not, edit this part of the newsletter. Anyway. Shall we wrap it up? So...
Yeah. But don't let that put you off from celebrating and making people aware of World Parkinson's Day. But there will be lots of things going on, and hopefully lots of buildings will be lit up in blue colours to not celebrate, because let's be honest,
it's not like, yay, we've got Parkinson's.
Yeah, we've got Parkinson's. But no, go out there and try and support people if you can. And not just Parkinson's, there's lots of very worthy causes, and we do support all of them. And these are just our own. Yeah, you know, we've got strong opinions, so we created our podcast.
Yeah. And it's about listening to diverse opinions, eh?
It is.
Yeah.
And trying to understand and be kind.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So thank you very much to Cover Yours Insurance for continuing to support our podcast. And thanks very much to you, Emma, for coming and helping me record.
Thanks for having me on again.
But I don't think I can do it without you, really. And you can find back copies of this podcast on ordinarylife.co.nz, also at Coast Access Radio and the Access Media Network. Thanks hugely to them for supporting us. And I think that will probably do for this week. Do you?
Yep. We'll see you again next time.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
This episode was produced at Coast Access Radio with support from Irirangi Te Motu, New Zealand On Air. You can catch this and other podcasts online at accessmedia.nz, or you can search Coast Access Radio on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.